Alrighty, welcome to my stream. That wonderful music you're hearing is, oh crap, I think I actually have my stream playing in the background. I do, I need to pause there. You shouldn't be running your stream in a browser window while streaming, spoilers, that's very bad for performance. But yes, welcome to my stream. As you may have noticed from the banner, it says Rental Rodeo. What is that exactly? Well, I think for some of my streams, I will be doing what I have dubbed the Rental Rodeo. Before I explain it though, let me stop that music. As nice as it is, it's not relevant to this stream, at least not at this time. So yes, what is a rental rodeo? Well, there's a few simple rules I've cooked up for this format. Basically, I pick a game I rented as a child. It can be for any system, as long as I actually rented the game. It can also be games I wanted to rent, but never did. Hey, Bob! I then proceed to quote-unquote rent, or rather, play the game for 1 hour. While I'm playing the game, I try to keep it old school, so I do not use save states, rewinds, fast forwards, anything like that. You're getting essentially the authentic experience you might have gotten had you picked this up from a CD rental joint. But once that hour is up, once the rental is up, I think to myself, is this a game I really want to play again, or even quote-unquote rent again? And if the answer is yes, I may actually play it again for another stream. Although this answer can also, or this question can also be answered by the audience depending on how much they enjoy seeing me suffer. I am willing to give in to audience demands for this one, but yes. This is a fake rental thing, basically, or rather, it's sort of reminiscing about the rental scene and my experiences with it, and I thought I would gamify it and turn it into stream fodder, which is exactly what I did, or will be doing, rather. So if you paid attention to my Twitch status or the name of this video if you're watching my VOD, you'll know what game I'm playing. That is Cliffhanger for the Sega Genesis. It is a beat-em-up game starring, well, one Sly Sylvester Stallone, who happened to be in the movie of the same name. It's a licensed game, and it's one I rented as a child. I can't remember why. I think I saw trailers for the movie. You know, I was familiar with Sylvester Stallone from, all the movies he had coming out in the 90s and, stuff like Rambo and Rocky and those sort of things. So probably just picked it up on a whim. It's like, oh, Cliffhanger. It's got that guy from the movies that my parents watch. That's cool. The game isn't quite as cool as my expectations, as you'll soon see. And I should also know I am playing the Sega Genesis version of this game because that's the system I had as a kid, although later I did have a Sega CD, and I am bringing that up because there is a Sega CD port of this game that is probably the definitive version, because not only does it have compressed scenes from the movie in the form of full motion video, and they look actually pretty good. They actually look about, early internet quality video if you're familiar with that sort of level of detail. But more importantly, they have these absolutely gorgeous 3D snowboarding levels that make me wonder why we never got an extreme sports game for the Sega CD. I think maybe Road Rash might have had a Sega CD port. I'm not entirely sure. But in any case, that is not the version I am playing, unfortunately. Not a lot of emulators actually support the Sega CD. I believe BizHawk does, but the other one that does, Kega Fusion, doesn't run on my computer anymore, so unfortunately we're gonna have to stick to maybe the crungiest version of the game, but that'll be for us to decide once you see it in action. So let me turn that off and let's get the game started. I also have a silent timer here on the background, which I'm going to set so I know exactly when to quit playing. Let's see, start. And let's see, let me get yeah, there we go. Everything looks good. So yes, Cliffhanger, or Hang Cliffer as it is known in certain regions. I'm actually going to let the demo sequence for this one play through because, if you're renting a game, the first thing you're going to do is you're probably going to watch the demo to see how the game is played. Or you might throw caution in the wind and just play the game, but I figure you might as well see some of the action before I start playing the game. This is what would have maybe sold you on the game if you saw it in a store, if it was on one of their display stands. Spoilers, I don't think this was in any store's display stand because, well, it's a licensed game and not a particularly good one. I am nostalgic for it, though. I have a real soft spot for these sort of games, you know, just buying these or renting these games from the store and just playing them. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, but usually it was just kind of interesting having the movie in a sort of playable form, even if it was completely and utterly wrong in every respect. So you can see we've got different kinds of gameplay here. We've got standard beat 'em up, we've got rock climbing, and I believe we'll also be seeing the Avalanche scenes. I don't know how many of there are in this game, but the one you're seeing now is genuinely awful. I have no idea how anybody could actually be good at this, but this is probably being run through by a developer showing the game off. Oh, yeah. He should have died there, but spoilers, because it's the demo, you know, they could cheat a little bit. I actually don't know a whole lot about this movie, believe it or not. It is one I've been meaning to see. I know it's an action film or a thriller film starring Sylvester Stallone, and I believe one of the villains is played by John Lithgow. To answer your question, Satanga, I actually don't know, so that's not really an answer, but I can give you a ballpark estimate. It's a lot of games, because just about every movie he starred in the 90s, I think, had a game based on it, with some exceptions. There was one where there were a bunch of people trapped in an underground tunnel, I believe, and I don't think that movie got a game based off of it, but this one did. Okay, so that's all the demos. Wait, why is it not picking up my gamepad? Oh, gosh. Okay, so the emulator will do this sometimes. It will refuse to pick up my gamepad, so you at least got to see the demo. That's a good reason to show the demo. You get to see a little bit of gameplay while I sort out some technical difficulties. So let me unplug it. Plug it back in. Restart the emulator. And make sure it's actually picking it up in the system controls, because I'm using Mednafen for this emulator, or for this stream, which works actually pretty dang well, all things considered. Okay, yeah, it's all set to go there. So why did it not pick it up in the game proper? Well, we'll find out. Let's see, where are you, Cliffhanger? I saw you there just a minute ago. Wow, why is it not here all of a sudden? Oh, there it is. I have very good reading comprehension tonight. Yes, it was Satanga. That was actually one of those movies I did see as a child. My parents were kind of a little lax with it when it came to, you know, movies for quote-unquote adults. Other times they didn't let me watch stuff. It was kind of arbitrary, kind of not. It was whatever they thought I could handle. It is still not picking up my gamepad for some reason. Okay, so I think I know what the next step is here. I actually have to rebind the game controls here. Mednafen, if you don't know, is a bit frustrating and a bit annoying to work with, because it is a, how do you say it? It is what they would call a command line emulator, not unlike MAME, which is a fancy way of saying it does not have a built-in interface typically, or rather it doesn't have a launcher or anything that you configure outside of the emulator to get stuff up and running. Instead, you do it either inside of the emulator or by editing text files. I believe Mednafen does the latter. It edits it via text files. And there we go. There's that Sega logo. Yeah, I think that's how my parents were, Satanga. Yes, I think if it was gratuitously sexy, they didn't let me watch it. Violence is okay, though. I was able to watch Aliens when I was probably about 10 or 11, so that was great. So let's see. I'm going to crack up the lives. You will quickly understand why I'm doing that. And here we have a brief cutscene, which I believe it's probably from the movie, but it's very condensed. I don't know who anybody is. Like, and you know, they don't like point an arrow and say, hey, this guy's Gabe and this is Hal. Now I know Gabe is played by Sylvester Stallone because his name appears over the health bar along with, you know, Sylvester Stallone's mug. I don't know who Hal is. I guess he's another hiker. And then we've got a bunch of dudes here, and we know one's named Trevor's and the other is Quaylen. And I'm not sure who is who. Okay, Hal is Michael Rooker's character. Okay. John Lithgow, I know, is one of the villains. I know he's either Trevor's or Quaylen. Okay, Quaylen is John Lithgow. So who plays Trevor's then? Travers, however you say his name. Now, I believe this scene would have been full motion video on the Sega CD. I actually did watch little bits of the gameplay. I didn't want to spoil too much because I try to go into these games a little blind, semi-blind, depending. I've actually heard it before. Alright, so yeah, we can tell that Gabe is Sylvester Stallone because here he is talking. But yeah, the basic plot is some hikers were sent in, or some, people were sent in to rescue some lost hikers. Turns out it was actually a plane full of crooks who had lost all their money. And they want you to do it for them since you're a professional. Now, this game pulls no punches. As you noticed, as soon as the game started, I was already getting attacked. I believe even Streets of Rage gives you a little bit of amnesty in the first few minutes. Or first few seconds, rather. You actually do have to move forward a little bit. Ow. Ow. And I'm doing terribly. That's why I gave myself so many lives. Things do a lot of damage in this. Hitboxes are a little wonky. Move variety is actually pretty good, though. I mean, you get a weapon here, but you get 2 attacks, punch and kick. Your punch is replaced by a weapon if you find one. So far, I've only found knives. There may be guns later. And that's really about it. You can also throw your knife, at least, and you have a crowd clear move. That you pull off by hitting both punch and kick at the same time. Spoilers, I usually can't get punch and kick to go off at the same time. I can usually throw the knife on command, but I can almost never do the crowd clear move when I need it. So I usually just eat a bunch of damage. Ow. Well, so far this game does not have good variety. You only fight 2 different kinds of guys here. You have to fight budget Steven Seagal and Crazy Knife guys. I'm sure there's more enemies later, but I can't imagine there's more than 4 enemy types. Because, you know, this is a multi-genre game. They had to spread it out. Oh! What beat 'em up has the worst variety that you can think of? You mean in terms of... Oh, move variety. Oh, gosh. There's definitely some with very lacking movesets. Riot City comes to mind. I think that only has your basic combo and jump attacks. I don't know if there's running attacks. I don't believe so. This one actually has running attacks, noticeably an elbow. You can't run and kick. You can't do a run and kick attack. But you have, like, punches, kicks. You have a roundhouse kick if you hold kick. Got jumping attacks. Well, jumping kicks, rather. You can't do a jumping punch. So in terms of move variety, this isn't terrible. But in terms of game with worst move variety, gosh, yeah, I still think Riot City's up there. There we go, crowd clear. But that obviously ate some of my health, so hopefully I'll survive this next encounter. I probably won't, but that's okay. Ow. I have plenty of lives, which won't matter here in just a few moments. DD Crew actually has some moves. They're not good moves, but it has some variety. Which... Ouch. That roundhouse move is real risky to pull off because it does have startup and it doesn't have any invincibility. Enemies that do similar moves pretty much hit you as soon as the move comes out. Also, something I forgot to mention, yeah, this game's actually a Souls game. There's your bonfire. Now, I wouldn't call it a Dark Souls game, but I would certainly call it a Sly Souls game, or maybe a cliffhanging Souls game. And here we have the cliffhanging sequences. Now, I don't like these at all, mostly because your health bar is irrelevant. Essentially, you can take as many hits as the game thinks you can. There is some sort of recovery mechanic going on that I don't quite understand. Yeah, right there I was able to recover. Sometimes when you get hit, you can't recover. Also, these guys don't have any hit boxes. You can't kill them. I don't know why, but you can't. They're just there, just forever, stuck here shooting at me. I've not found a clean way of getting through this without taking damage. I'm sure there is a way. Okay, That is one reason I did step on the ledge even though I couldn't kill the guys. That gives me some amnesty if I fall, but as you notice, it's random whether you fall or whether you can stay attached to the rock wall. Wow, I actually got through this without dying. That's a miracle. You know, Song, I wonder the same thing. I don't know how this guy's just running around in this winter wonderland with just a t-shirt and some jeans. And here we have the turbo tunnel of this game, this avalanche sequence. Yeah, the avalanche sequence. If any bit of that avalanche touches you, you die, and it also seems to be random how many mistakes you can make. I don't know if I need to be holding forward or something. I don't know if there's some sort of system I'm not understanding here with it. Yeah, it seems like you can... Yes, this is worse than the turbo tunnel because you can't actually see ahead of you, and it doesn't give you ample warning. The turbo tunnel only starts throwing out things that you can't have any warning for until about, like, the end. And that's, like, it. Once you beat that portion, yeah. Once you beat that portion, it's all, you know, you're good to go with the turbo tunnel. Here, it's... Even once you get through the avalanche, there's a bottomless pit you have to jump over, and you've got, like, maybe a second to respond to it. So I've already had to continue, and worst part of all, you only get one continue. I could have let it run through the intro sequence, but I wanted to illustrate that this game has no checkpoints. If you die, or if you game over, the game will just restart you from the start of whatever level you're on. I have not managed to get past the first level, apparently. Actually, it is a game with checkpoints. It's checkpoints when you die, oddly enough. Even during these segments, you'll notice that when I die, instead of just dropping a new Stallone onto the screen, it blacks out, and then I have to fight the bad guys again. Which is really frustrating. I don't like that system for a beat-em-up. I've only seen it in this one. There we go. Doing slightly okay. I still have my knife on me. And I died. If you die, you lose your weapon, so... I actually quite like Death and Return of Superman. It's like a slightly more competent version of 64th Street, especially since it's built around throwing enemies. You don't really want to punch guys, oddly, in the Superman game. What you want to do is stun them with your laser eyes or whatever stun move you have. Grab them, punch them, and then throw them. Like, doing your standard combo is just suicide in that Superman game. I don't know why it works that way. But I got really good at that one, and that is also another game I rented that I was actually kind of terrible at as a kid, but since I came back to it, I've done a lot better for myself. I will say the platforming in this game is actually quite nice. Jumping is responsive, you have a lot of air control. Usually the bottomless pits aren't too bad. I haven't fallen in one yet while trying to jump around here. As I noted in my test stream, I did actually play this game as part of a series of test streams. I do wonder how collision detection and platforming work in these games, because this is a 2D game. It's faking 3D somehow. I think it's a top-down game, and then they do collision checks somehow, but I couldn't tell you how it works. I actually suspect you're not even controlling Stallone, you're controlling his shadow, because you'll notice his shadow is always on the ground, even as Stallone moves around, or maybe you control both. It's really weird how, abstract game mechanics are, if you ever actually dabble into that. I've actually done some game programming and stuff, and the difference between a player object and an enemy object are surprisingly few, other than one is controlled with the controller and the other is controlled by the computer. You could easily have this entire game be played by a computer if you really wanted to. You know, since you brought up Death and Return of Superman, I might have to make that my next rental after this game, assuming I don't re-rent it. I don't think this game came with a manual, or if it did, I don't remember what it said. Okay, there, good. Good, I dropped onto the platform. There. Okay, so I'm in a point where neither one of them can hit me, because they can only shoot in 8 directions, apparently. I also like how their bullets are bigger than their gun. It looks like they're shooting softballs at me. You know, Bob, I am actually not familiar with that, but I did do research on it, and boy, howdy, does it look rougher than this. This is actually kind of nice looking, and playing. It's not a great game, but it's certainly competent. Sony ImageSoft made really games that were really playable, if not fantastic. But the 8-bit versions of it look pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if I would ever play it. Oh, God. Yes, how are you, Bob? Ow. Oh. Maybe there's a recovery mechanic in this I'm not understanding. Maybe if I just always hold forward no matter what, I can get through this. Because sometimes I let go of the button. He'll actually automatically run once you get started, but... Now, interestingly, the Avalanche sequences in the Sega CD version, probably the definitive version of this, the 3D snowboarding segments, are much more forgiving, and it even also tells you how close the Avalanche is to catching up with you. And it also tells you, you know, when you take damage, you know, it catches up, and you also have health as well. So it's got a lot of mechanics there that make it a little bit nicer to the player. But the snowboarding sequences, I'm not sure how many there are, but they last something like 15 to 20 minutes. So imagine doing this for 15 to 20 minutes, but it's in 3 dimensions. And spoilers, I actually beat the game. There you go, credit roll. That's the end of your adventure. That's the end of the movie. Stallone died, but it's over. You did it. Actually, that's a lie. There's way, way more of this I have to do. I'm gonna see if I can't beat the Avalanche sequence during this stream. We'll see. I'm gonna drink some water while these credits play out, although I think I can skip it if I hit start. That is one of the ballsiest dick moves I've ever seen a game do, is instead of giving you a game over screen, it gives you credits, because yeah, your game is indeed over. Here's the end. Here's everybody that worked on this game you died in. Yes, well played indeed. Now, I was mentioning that this is published by Sony ImageSoft, so I can actually skip the story, fortunately. And then get right back to the kicking Steven Seagal action, and then there's the weird knife guys. The knife guys actually aren't too bad. It's when they throw their knives that's a real problem. They have like a jumping move where they try to slash you with their knives, but I haven't been hit by it very much. They also always drop a knife when you hit them. They drop at least 2, which is actually pretty cool. So I can do stuff like that, pick up another one, throw it again, ow, get stabbed in the back of the head, and then pick up another knife. I can't believe I've only been playing this. Okay, there it goes. Apologies for that. The stream just disconnected for some reason, so I'll have to edit these 2 clips together and post when I go to upload it. I'm not sure why it did that. You didn't really miss anything other than me babbling about how the enemies will stab you. Usually in the back of the head. Also how they look like Steven Seagal. Ow. Actually, I think I know exactly what I was saying right when it crashed. I was saying that, basically, this game's forte is not hitting 2 buttons at once, because I haven't been able to throw the knife at enemies consistently. Everything I said about this game having responsive controls earlier, it might be a lie. Or rather, they're responsive enough. Yes, Satanga, did you get the N64 stuff set up? Because I really want to see you play Mischief Makers. Hey, I didn't do too bad there. I have plenty of lives going into this, so let's hope nothing bad happens. Of course, I spoke too soon. There's 3 more guys to go. Alright, there we go. And there's the bonfire to heal Sly Stallone's wounds. And to warm him up, as he's clearly very cold, wearing just a t-shirt and some slacks. Oh, crap. Okay, there we go. We got the checkpoint here on the ledge. And he's not... Oh, yeah, that's right. He doesn't shoot as soon as I, until I'm on the cliff. That's very generous of them not to shoot me when I'm right in front of them, where they could easily kill me. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's what I mean. It seems random whether or not you stick onto the surface or just fall. I think there's some sort of recovery mechanic, but... I think I mentioned it actually earlier. I can't remember if this came with the manual when I rented it, or if I even remember what it said. Sometimes my reading comprehension wasn't the best as a kid, you know. Most kids don't have the best reading comprehension sometimes, but, it might have actually explained how the cliffhanging sequences work. Yeah, actually, you know what? Gunstar Heroes is good, Alien Soldier's good, Dynamite Heady's good, any of those games you want to play. Heck, even Light Crusader, or I think is the name of that one. I'm trying to remember. Or, oh gosh, what is that name of that weird RPG game they did? Oh crap. Oh! I like how this Avalanche just has the weirdest sort of hitbox. Like, if this was a fighting game character, it would be the best fighting game character ever. But it's not. It's just an antagonist in this game. Okay, it is like Crusader. I'm starting to regret my decision to keep it old school here. I really wish I had actually just gone for the save states, but I might do that in another run if I don't re-rent this game. Plus, I think it's more fun to watch me actually genuinely play the game and actually suffer through it. Hey there, Fred Sanford. And yes, I think I actually did get past it. I seem to remember a cave stage, which is shown off in the demo of the game. I did emulate this game later. This is one of the earliest games I can remember emulating because I could never get very far into this one, but I don't even know if I beat it via save states and cheating. At least the beat-em-up segments are nice enough. I know there's more of them. I just don't know if I'll get to see them in this run. Because I think I only have about 30 minutes left on my timer. I also don't know if you get extra lives in this game or not. You might. Satanga, who's in the chat, said he watched it, and he says it's actually a pretty solid film. I've only seen bits of it, and it seemed interesting enough. It's also probably one of the few movies about cliffhanging I can think of. Yeah, I'm actually not doing too bad this time around. Okay, let's see here. Sometimes it's very picky about whether or not it wants to double tap to run. I actually don't know how much of that's the game's input handling versus the emulator adding just a little bit of input delay. By the way, if you guys want to own a copy of this, both this Genesis and Sega CD versions are dirt cheap. I have no clue about any of the other versions for this game. I was just curious what this goes for, and you can probably get this for about 12 bucks complete. I think the Sega CD version's slightly more expensive, but it's pretty common, and I've seen it packed with stuff like Jurassic Park, which is also a stupidly common game. The Sega CD version, I should note. I think the Genesis Jurassic Park games are typically a little bit more expensive. Do I have to fight them all over again? Oh. It sent me to a checkpoint, but apparently since I killed all of them, I don't have to fight them, so... Here, I get to go to the bonfire. You see, Satanga, you keep mentioning this guy named Michael Rooker. I'm not actually familiar with him. What other movies has he been in? And why are you a fan? I'm genuinely curious now. Alright, get the checkpoint here. Yeah, I think there's some sort of recovery mechanic. Like, I think if I hit it at just the right time, I recover. I'm just gonna run for it. Oh, come on. Yeah! So there might be... Okay, there might be a recovery mechanic there. It might not be random whether you fall. Because I actually managed to recover at least 2 or 3 times there. Again, that could have been random, though. I know I've beaten the stage because I know I remember bits later on in the game. And I even did it when I rented it, but it's just been so long ago. I've not played this game in years either. I know I emulated it as well and got a ways in. I may have beaten it, I may not have. I usually would use save states at the time. I would probably have been playing it in Genesis 2. Remember Genesis? Remember Nesticle? I do. I might have to see if I can get them running in a DOS emulator as well. I have indeed been snowed. Oh, I didn't realize he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. Hold on, let me do something here real quick on the side. Let's see here. Yeah, actually gonna take a drink of water. Still got about 30 minutes left on this. Really regretting my decision not to use save states. Ugh. I think I'm just overthinking this a little bit. I think you can just keep jumping actually against most obstacles, or you could just die like I did. Credits again. Did a great job. Beat the game. Skip this. Ah, okay. I still need to see Guardians of the Galaxy. That's one of the few Marvel movies I actually still want to see. I've just not been a big fan of that cinematic universe so far. At least you can skip the cutscenes pretty fast. I just really appreciate that this game pulls no punches. I have said this before, but it's just really great when in the first 2 seconds an enemy is already running up to you and the screen hasn't fully, like, transitioned yet. It's still, you know, like, slowly fading in. Guys walking up to you. What do you do? 99% of the time you get your ass kicked like I do. Wow, you can actually take damage while trying to pick up items. Oh, he didn't drop any knives. Sometimes they... Oh, I can actually go back. Why, though? Okay. I guess maybe if there are health items or other stuff in the level, you can leave them behind and return? I don't know. That's weird. I don't have a knife right now, though, so that's making me feeling pretty vulnerable. There we go. I finally got that to come out, the crowd control move. I think I've only managed to do that twice this stream. Oddly, wait, none of them are dropping knives anymore. That's... Okay, maybe I glitched the game out there. Because normally the knife guys drop knives. Unsurprisingly. Usually they drop at least one when they fall down, but I guess I glitched the game out somehow? That's weird. Oh gosh. Come on. Yep, that was the one time when the crowd control didn't want to come out. I wonder if it even has mercy invincibility. There we go. Or invincibility, invincible startup, whatever you want to call it. I will have to see if I can't dig up the Sega CD version of this and stream that at some point, even if I decide to stick with the Genesis version, just to show off the really cool snowboarding. I might actually have to cut out the full motion video, though, somehow, or just skip it, since I don't know if that would get me struck with a copyright claim. Or maybe I could just put a save state when I reach the snowboarding sequences and then just show that off, show you how that differs. The Sega CD version also has hyper-realistic sound effects. you know, hyper-realistic samples, as well as a movie-quality soundtrack, and it's really surreal because, you know, it's just this game, but with better sounds. It'd be like if you had, like, a really hyper-realistic game with, like, Nintendo sound effects coming out of it. Or, like, Pac-Man noises or something. Okay, here we go. Okay, yeah, you just have to tap rapidly when you're off balance there. Or at least it's worked consistently enough. Oh. Oh, I already died. Alright, I don't even have to hold forward. I can just hit jump. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Again, if I had the manual for this would make it a lot easier. So I might have to look that up if I decide to stream this again. You know, I'm trying to remember if this is a game I actually rented more than once. I think I only rented it once, just because these scenes are so frustrating. Now, Sony ImageSoft, I was saying they published this game, or yeah, they published it. I believe this was developed by Malibu Interactive, who aren't known for very good games, but in addition, they released a number of other games, some of which were licensed, notably, there was Hook, the platformer version of it, not the beat-em-up by Irem. There was also the Bram Stoker's Dracula game, which the 16-bit version of that is fantastic. I believe Traveler's Tales developed that one, and it's kind of like a cross between Castlevania and Strider. It is a little bit on the hard and like kind of crap side, but it does do something I think was really interesting with the difficulty. Notably, you can either give yourself more health or more lives, but you can't like give yourself like... It's really weird how it balances out. Like, you can either have, like, 2 lives with 5 health bars or something like that, or, like, 5 lives with 1 health bar. There's definitely an optimal balance there. I'm not sure if it's better to have more lives than health, but it was definitely an interesting idea. I don't know how well it really works. You know, at this point I might be able to speedrun this game, at least speedrun these early portions. Yeah, the knives have glitched out again. They're just gone forever. Well, that's my fault. I should have never thrown what I had. Oh, there's weird explosion sound effects going off in the background. I don't know what that's about. F indeed. Ow. Wow, this knife guy's really doing a number on me. There we go. Still no knives. Well, I'll just have to deal with that. Whoop. Alright, back to the bonfire. The real Sly Souls starts here. You know, I don't know why this suddenly come to mind, but is it true that Sylvester Stallone actually did star in porn at some point? I remember hearing that. I can't remember if it was a rumor or confirmed. Not that it matters, this is not a judgmental thing, I just never knew if that was actually true or not. because I've heard that rumor, but I've also heard that it might have just been a lookalike or someone that just looked really similar to him. Which, you know, wouldn't have been impossible or even uncommon. Okay, I'm doing okay now. Yes, yeah, exactly. And it's like hard to tell how true that sort of rumor is, Song, or if it's like just like a lookalike. I know they sometimes will get lookalikes for that kind of thing. Oh, crap. I think I just have to memorize where all the obstacles are. I think that's all I have to do to beat this. It's not that hard. I have good pattern recognition, surely. Wow, I don't even know how I died. I don't think that's how it works, but thanks. That's a good idea there, Syndrome. I always thought Syndrome's plan really made no sense. It's like, yeah, everybody would have superpowers, but that doesn't mean they'd have the exact same superpowers. Like, and it's like, more to the point, wanting to make everybody equal, is that really a bad thing? I don't know. That movie had some issues there with what it was trying to say, I feel like. I get kind of why Syndrome was misguided, but it's a little overrated. I think it's a really great take on superheroes because it kind of takes the fantastic and makes it a little bit, I don't know. I actually outran it, but yeah, I'm starting to memorize this. Oh, crap. Oh! I'm starting to memorize it. I'm noticing the patterns now. I'm actually paying attention and not just blindly jumping everywhere. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh. It's always that bottomless pit that gets me. And you know what makes that even better? Is also Who Wants to Play Rayman. I need to play Rayman at some point. I actually owned that, like the DOS version. I think I owned it like 2 or 3 times. Because I owned the original version and then a version that lets you make your own levels. It was really cool too, like the way the level editor worked. It was like working with a paint palette. You had a bunch of different like level tiles and you'd just like copy and paste them basically, and it would have all like the stuff intact, like the, you know, the collision data and all sorts of other stuff. So it was really easy to make really cool levels really fast. I wasn't very good at the scripting though, because there was obviously scripting elements, and I didn't quite get that as a kid. Like, oh, what's the sparkly thing I place here? What is this? What is that for? Stuff like that. I actually had a lot of like quasi game design experience because I always wanted to make my own games as a kid. And in a few cases I did actually. I remember a few friends of mine as part of a school project actually made a fully functional board game, and it had cards and a table and everything, and it had rules. They weren't great, but it worked. I think it was based off of a book too. I think it was based off a book by the author of Jumanji, but it was not Jumanji. Like, I think that was part of the project, was to take one of the author's other books and make a game based off of it, kind of like how Jumanji was a game. I think that was even before Jumanji the movie came out, or was it after? I don't remember. But yeah, I would, like, draw levels and stuff for games and think of ways, like, sequels to games. Like, I was probably considering, like, man, how could I make this game better? How could I make Cliffhanger a good game? And the answer is, well, does it really need to be? Would it be a better game if it was actually better, or would it still just be Cliffhanger? Oh yeah, knives aren't dropping yet. I don't know what causes that to happen, but I'm holding on to it, so, till I die. I think if you throw your knife, it might glitch it out or something. Or maybe there's a limit on how many knives can be on the level at one. I don't know, that's weird. I've only just started getting that bug. I need to see that movie again, and not the newer ones, which have The Rock in them. No disrespect intended, but it just can't match up to a Robin Williams film. I'm sorry. The Rock's a fun guy, but not quite that fun. Odd for a Christian school to limit that to older kids? No, it depends on how they define violence and other stuff, and what they consider too intense for certain audiences. And, you know, a regular public school might do the same exact thing. I think public schools are a little bit more forgiving for fantasy stuff like Jumanji since it's not too extreme. Actually, I think I remember watching Watership Down in school at one point too, but that might have been in middle school. Ow. I gotta wait for the... Oh crap. Alright, just gonna run for it. Just gonna run. Gotta outrun the softballs. Okay. I think I have this memorized. I think I can maybe get past the avalanche before the rental timer is up. Oh crap. I spoke too soon. Okay, so this is a set of like 3 sets of 2 logs. Okay, gotta run in the middle here, then gotta run down, gotta get hit by the rock, gotta get killed by the snowstorm. Jump up, jump down, jump back up, jump down, jump up, move down, jump past this, jump some more, run, get hit by the rock and die. This rock is killing me because I was insulting the rock. Clearly. Crap, that rock always kills me. I'm gonna have to start jumping. And the music glitched out a little bit there for a second. That's a sign of quality. Ow. Ow. You know, I'm trying to think what the weirdest movie I got to see in elementary school was as well. I think maybe that one, we did get to see, is it called Muzzy? That weird British thing where it was like supposed to be a multilingual thing. I think we got to, wait, why did that kill me? Maybe I do actually have to hold forward. Maybe it actually speeds up? I don't know. Well, even if I get past this, which isn't very likely. Oh, you owned Muzzy. Did you just own it in English, or did you own one of the foreign language versions? Because we watched it in English. We didn't watch any of the versions with, wow, I didn't realize that guy still had health. He had just a sliver left. But yeah, that was the weirdest thing I can remember watching, because it was just a weird British thing. Or I think it was like British and French, or Canadian and French. I don't remember what it was. I'm not sure why specifically that was used for multilingual things either, and I wonder like if anyone's done any studies on the efficacy of it as a teaching tool. I know I can get past that avalanche. I keep seeing it closer and closer. It's not that long. It's not a 15-minute snowboarding sequence like in the Sega CD version. McGee or me? Okay, yeah, that makes sense for a Christian skull, and like VeggieTales is okay. There's probably more offensive things you could think to show. Like Davy and Gilbriath or whatever that Simpsons parody was. I like how 2 separate things parodied the David and Goliath stuff, or Davy and Goliath. Like there was that that Simpsons parody, then there was an entire show that was a parody of it called Moral Oral, which I never watched. Oh my gosh, wow. I was just sandwiched there. Let it never be said that I am good at video games, because if I had been, or if I was, I'd have beaten this by now. I don't even think this game is that long. I think it's maybe an hour tops. Maybe 45 minutes. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's not a long game by any stretch of the imagination. Most licensed games weren't. Yeah, that's what I had actually heard, Satanga. That it kind of went places and not necessarily in a good way. Okay, good, we made it to the bonfire. Man, Adult Swim has so many weird shows. And you know, like, I remember one morning, you know, or one Saturday morning, or Saturday evening, whatever it was. I was like half asleep, and I caught like an episode of Perfect Hair Forever in a half sleep state, and I thought I had dreamt the whole thing because it was so weird and dream logic-y. Like a lot of their early shows are like that, and in fact, if they have any other new shows, they might still be that way. I don't know. So yeah, those bits are more forgiving than I realized. It's not random. You just have to tap right as soon as he loses his footing. Alright, this time I am holding forward, game, if that's what you want me to do. I actually don't know what causes the movement of the avalanche. It has some sort of logic to it. I don't know what that logic is. Don't know if I care to know. I just want to beat this. Wait, if I jump too much, it catches up? So I have to be running on the ground more often, apparently. Because it was starting to catch up, and I don't understand how. I guess jump only when you have to. Thanks, game? That might explain why it seems to randomly catch up to me. Yeah, okay. So, that's very close to the end there. I guess that's to encourage cheesing the section via jumping? This game has some tech to it. I don't understand it, but it's got it. Oh! There was the briefcase. That has to be the end of the stage. Because getting the briefcases is part of the plot to this game. Oh, gosh. This is a... It was right there. It was right there, and I wasn't good enough to grab it. Oh. Can I do it? Can I do it before the timer is up? I've given myself 1 hour to beat this. I'm gonna take a look at the stream here real quick. Make sure it's still running. Yeah, it's still going. Good, good. The game, it's still showing the game. Good, good. Now, if I was power gaming this, I wouldn't be continuing on the first stage, because this game only gives you one continue. Now, it might give you extra continues. I don't know. It might give you extra lives. Again, don't know. Oh yeah, the knife guys are starting not to drop knives again. I think this game gets buggier the more you play it. I might have to hard reset it some... Oh wait, now he's dropping knives again. What triggers that? Is it based on how you kill them? Is it how you knock them down? Is it just for flair? I just don't know. Ow. Well, I have no health almost, but I killed it. I did it at the cost of my own life so I could beat that. Because, again... there's a checkpoint, and then however many guys you have killed stay dead, but then whoever's remaining comes back with full health. I don't know why they did it that way. But again, this is technically a multi-genre game. Technically. Ow. So, you know, their focus is probably split between Avalanche and platforming and movie sequences. if I actually really had to guess, they probably just did it as a difficulty lengthening thing or a game lengthening thing, because as you do notice, it does make the game take longer if you have to continue from a checkpoint like that, as opposed to just dropping another Stallone in, as would be customary in just about any logical game. Because clearly there's at least 5 Gabes out there, or at least 6. Counting the one on screen, so surely they could just airdrop another one in. Alright, get the heck out of here. I still don't know why those guys don't have hitboxes. This game is just inscrutable design decision after inscrutable design decision. Okay, so you cannot go up there. Okay. It looked like there was a spot for that, but no, you have to go down, then you gotta jump up and get hit by the rock and get killed by the avalanche. Down. Up. Down. Up. Down. Up. Get hit by rock. Jump. 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 Oh! How does it hit me if I'm in mid-air, I wonder? Oh, crap, 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 crap. Oh! Sometimes I recover almost instantly, and other times I'm just down for the count. Rocky's most dangerous foe yet, the Avalanche. With weird logic that I don't quite understand. Oh, crap, 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 crap. Oh! Oh, crap, oh, crap. Oh! Well, we'll use up that one continue to start from the very beginning, so I can immediately be fighting a Steven Seagal clone. I suspect that's actually supposed to be based on another random mook in the movie. It just looks like Steven Seagal here. I don't know about the knife guys, though. Those look very video gamey to me. I suspect that's just an invention of this game. Huh, I like how jump kicks are really effective in this game. You can even move faster while doing them, too. You can move up and down really rapidly. Not a lot can answer that, I don't think. Probably a boss will eventually have an anti-jumping thing going on. I haven't even encountered a boss in this game yet. I don't even know what a boss would look like. Does John Lithgow show up and, like, start quoting lines from Third Rock from the Sun? And then Stallone's head explodes. I'm gonna have to see a TAS for this game at some point. I am genuinely curious what sort of bizarro tech there is for this. Okay, he can block. Okay, so there is a limit to my jump kicks. That's good to know. So I won't abuse them too much other than as a movement tool. Because again, you seem to move faster while doing that. This is how speedrunning is born. You're like, hey, I can't keep playing this game in the most inefficient way possible. I have to find a better way. Ow. Life finds a way. Speedrunners find a way. Yeah, give me that knife. I've got just a few minutes left on this rental before I have to return it to the store. I want to beat that avalanche. It's interesting to me that they just stop firing at me as soon as I can't see them. But sometimes they'll fire before I can see them. It's really weird how that works. Maybe if you scroll them off the screen, they actually die, just like Stallone does. I can do this. I can do this. I have good pattern recognition. I could do this. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm just gonna get snow jobbed yet again. Why is that killing me, I wonder? What is like, what, how does this avalanche work? I can see the ending right there. I can see the ending of the stage right there. Snowdio, yes. The rental Snowdio, indeed. This is like... Oh! Oh, so close! Oh, Stallone, why? Surely you survived to the end of this film, right? Surely you could survive this. Right? He did survive the ending of that film, right? He's not just been replaced by a hologram? Yeah! Oh! Oh! Oh, no. My ankles, they failed me. Oh! I like how you could do everything right and still lose the game. As Captain Picard would say, that's not fair, but it is life, or something like that. Or that's not fair, that's just life. I always did like that line. Thanks, Captain Picard. Oh, oh, credits. Good job, me. You killed Sylvester Stallone. Good for you. I see I have a minute left on this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let that minute count down. And then I'm going to figure out how you do save states in this stupid emulator. Yes, thanks, Homer Simpson. In fact, I'll actually probably take a little break before I just decide to cheat. So yeah, the rental period's up. I'm pulling out the Game Genie. I'm just going to get past the Avalanche any way possible. And while these credits are going down, I should note that there is a special guest audience in today's stream, notably my cat. He is a big, wonderful boy. He likely wants to either get in my lap or in the chair, or he is hungry, or all three. Okay. Okay, I'm going to get up and take a break for just a minute. And then I'm going to return and I'm just going to cheat. I'm just going to cheat and cheat and cheat till I win. But yes, the rental period is up. Spoilers, I don't think I would rent this game again. I didn't as a child, and as an adult, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to subject myself to the tedium of playing this legit. So, I'll be right back. Alright, apologies for that. I decided to celebrate my failure with a nice slice of Viennetta ice cream cake. And if you've never had that, you should. You should go to the store and see if you can't buy yourself a log of it. It is absolutely delicious, but unlike this... Okay, something I am not understanding here looking at this is that it looks like you have a slightly better view of the Avalanche, at least from that demo. Is there some way to control the camera? Well, whatever the case. I am, you know what? Since I'm here, for anyone that's in the chat that cares to answer, while I get caught up to the Avalanche scene, does anyone want to tell me how save states work in Mednafen? Because as I said, the rental period's up, no holds barred, I don't have to keep it old school, and I'm not renting this again. Although one day I might actually try to do a proper playthrough of this. I think the rental rodeo is just good for a quick look at a game, or, you know, maybe a slightly extended depending on how good it is. Or maybe it's just an impromptu review series, kind of like what they did with the two thumb system on the old coming attractions. Just a nice way of saying, is this game worth playing? Continuing to play? Yes. But in any case, this game is not, but I want to get to that stupid Avalanche scene, and I want to beat it, and I'll use save states if I have to. I'll keep it fair, though. I'll only use the save state if I would game over. Or load it. But yes, for anyone in the chat, if you want to tell me how that works, you can. If no one is there, I'll just look it up for myself here in just a minute. They do stave off death. I used to be a really horrible abuser of save states as a kid. Mostly because I was more interested in beating a game than necessarily, quote-unquote, experiencing it the right way. And I played through a lot of games that way. But some of those games that I played that way, I did eventually get really good at. Like Contra Hardcores, Thunder Force 4, or Lightning Force, actually, since, you know, I'm from the US. Oh, knife. Kick, knife, punch, jump. The usual. I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to throw my knife, but I'll gladly eat some of my health just so I can kill the guy almost instantly. I do like the crowd control move. It is a good crowd control move. It's just hard to pull off consistently. I'm wondering if it might help if I held a button and then hit a another button. Alright, sir. See you soon. And I'll need to actually take a break from this stream soon since my buddy Satanga there actually streams himself. And he'll be, he should be streaming in just a minute. He probably might even be getting that ready. Ow. Wow, I almost got through this with no death. I'm sure I'm going to die here in just a second. Yep, got hit by the knife. That's their answer to you jumping too much, is they throw the knife. Which, you know, fair enough. I feel like the AI in this stalks you a little too efficiently. I noticed they match my up and down movement a little too well. Now, again, for anyone in the chat, if there's anybody still left after all my failures, does anyone know how save states work in Mednafen, or want to look that up for me? If not, I will take a pause here at the top of this cliff and then look it up. Probably on my phone, just for convenience. I still lament that you cannot kill these guys. I feel like this game was rushed to meet whatever holiday or, you know, release schedule this movie had. Alright, here. Okay, I don't think I automatically go to the thing. No, I don't. Okay. So I'm going to look this up real quick. This is actually where I'm going to place the save state, because doing it right before the avalanche is a bit tricky. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Okay. Let me look this up here. Now, while I'm doing this, I don't really have much to say other than the sprite work in this game is actually surprisingly well. Like the sprite for quote-unquote Gabe or, you know, Sylvester Stallone here. Actually pretty good. His mugshot there is pretty readable. It might even look pretty good on a blurry television, too. I imagine that might make it look a little bit nicer. It might make the shadows, in any case, look a lot better. They actually have a sort of, like, more war pattern going on with it. Like, they're, like, flashing two different, like, images there to make it look transparent. It actually still looks pretty good even without any sort of CRT filtering, so... Let's see how these save states work. Okay, so I can change the state. Yep, that selects my state. I then hit F5. It's like quick save in old games, so F5. And then, yep, I can see my save state right there. That is really handy, actually. Yeah, I like that I can see that. Good. All right. So, no holds barred. I will use whatever I must in order to defeat the evil Avalanche. And then probably end the stream. And then I might actually stream this again another night. You know, continue from where I left off. But it certainly won't be in this format again. I'll jump to another game for that. Yeah. Oh, okay. I put a save state down. You know what happens? I immediately beat it. So we got more story here. We've clearly gotten the first case of money. That always happens. As soon as I put a save state down, I always just do it without even needing it. So we've got the money. Okay, so we have a new enemy here. It's kind of a chubby guy. Oh, and these guys have guns now. Ooh. Oh gosh, these guys grab you and just gut punch you. Oh gosh, that is not a good new enemy type to have. But at least I have gun now. So wow, this is a new area. It actually looks kind of nice. A nice foresty scene. Got some trees in the background. Boobies. You know, I wish they would give us the names of the enemies we're fighting, because there's plenty of space for it. They have a health bar for them. I wonder if the SNES version does that. As far as I know, the SNES version isn't actually any different than this. I don't even think it looks better. Okay, can I pick up a knife instead of a gun? Yes. That might be useful until I can find another gun. Let me guess, if I fall in this water, I die instantly. And there's two knife guys right there! What the heck? And I died, but... Oh. I was expecting to start on the other end of that cold water. Maybe it just damages me, although knowing this game, that's an instant kill. That's just a bottomless pit, I can just tell. I'm gonna take this knife, that'll make my life a lot easier. I noticed that they changed the enemy palette in this stage too. That's actually kind of a nice touch. You know, despite these guys being very short, they move very fast. I don't know how you're supposed to counter those guys. Hey, I gained an extra life too. Apparently you get one for every 100,000 points. That's nice. Oh, I'm getting some flashbacks here. To pretty much... Oh, yep, that just kills you. A nice fresh blast of cold water in the face. Nothing to kill, nothing better to kill you. Where's the hitbox for this thing? There we go. Very good. Yes, the Lion King had this almost exact thing, except this is infinitely worse because the hitbox makes no sense. Okay. Gotta do this again. And of course there's knife guys at the end of it. And they're not dropping their knives for me. Also nice. Uh-oh. I even ran to get past that. Okay, there we go. Okay, okay. I can do this. I can do this. I got past an avalanche. I can defeat some evil water. I can get past some muscly strong guy. Okay, so you just punch him. You make him block and then you punch him to death. Makes sense. Alright, I can get past this. I can get past some stupid waterfall. Oh, gosh. There we go. Alrighty. More water. Oh, more knife guys. Ow. These guys kind of look like Slim Duke Nukems. Slim Nukems, if you will. Okay, jump. Ooh. Trickier platforming. Oh. Man, this is the furthest I think I've ever gotten in this game. Oh, cool. So you can hit them without really running into them. Well, I guess there's knife guys at the end of this. Oh, there's knife guys on the logs. That's great. Oh, well, they're still easy enough to hit. That's an interesting enemy archetype, to have them sort of block you and then you have to break their guard. The knife guys seem to do the same thing, but not quite to the same degree. Let me guess, more knife guys? Yep. I'm starting to see a pattern here, and that's knife guys at the end of every jump. Let me guess, knife guys here. Yep. I think they made the Steven Seagal guys, they gave them a little bit more health this stage. Oh, hey, a gun guy. I need to get him on the screen a little bit more so I can take his gun. Oh, gosh, I lost it. Wait, no. No. Okay, ow. Oh, he was shooting me off screen. That's great. Alright, take the gun. Oh no, I'm just gonna lose it here, aren't I? I'm just gonna have to game over. Okay. Oh, okay, we did it. Good. Oh, now there's a boss? Oh my god, what is this? Hey Bob, welcome back. I finally got past the avalanche. I don't know if you saw that. Or saw, you know, me struggling with it, and I instead get killed by a weird bald guy who grunts whenever he jumps at me. Also, there's a weird gray thing shining on the screen there. That's weird. I'm up to stage 2, Bob. I'm still playing the Genesis version. I plopped down a save state right before the avalanche, and then I beat it in one go. So I didn't even need the save state. But yes, I'm on stage 2. The rental period's up. I am going to cheat as much as possible when I feel like it. We now have gun guys and these weird tiny muscle guys that throw you. Just take that. Nice gun. Always a good power-up. They also changed the palettes of the enemies, so now the knife guys look like a slim Duke Nukem. Oh, gosh. Oh yeah, these guys don't let you jump. Attack them. That's the counter to you jumping kick or jump kicking everything. So yeah, this stage pulls some dirty stunts like double knife guys there. After a platforming sequence, get used to that. But I'll go for a little bit. I'll try to get to the boss. If assuming I can get past this insta-kill water. Damn you, Slim Nukem. So yeah, those little short guys, chubby guys, they are very, very deadly. Probably the deadliest thing I've encountered so far besides the boss, who was a really tall, bald guy who grunted. Hopefully I can show that off for you and not perish to these log sequences. Otter Duke Nukem, oof. Well, to be fair, Satanga, it's not just that he's made of sugar, it's that this water is probably like below freezing. And he's just wearing a t-shirt and jeans. And, you know, once your clothes get wet, you just die, pretty much. Oh. That or they just want to have insta-kill. Why is that happening? Okay, I can do this. I can do this, yeah. Already gonna game over here and have to restart the whole game. He didn't grunt like Quake guy. I wouldn't describe it as very Quake-esque grunting. I would describe it as, well, you'll see if I can get there. Fortunately, I have a save state right before the, Avalanche, so you can see me do that again. But I'll probably stop, actually, in a bit and let you take over. I'm sure your stream's gonna be a lot more, entertaining than watching, Sylvester Stallone die over and over again. Unless that's your thing. I mean, if that's your thing, no judging. I understand. More water. See, okay, this I can understand, you know. Oh, hey, you actually have a ledge animation there, about to fall off the ledge animation. That's actually really cool, a little tiptoe there. Same with the water, actually. I did not mean to run, but I'll run. At least the enemies stay dead, the ones that you kill, I mean. There we go. Knife. More knife guys. Oh, well, I'll just ignore them, actually. That worked out in my favor somehow. Oh, I got another extra life. Good. Yeah, every 100,000 points in this game you get an extra life, so that's nice of them. Yeah, you should be able to see the boss if I'm lucky. You know, Satanga, of those three, I'd like to see Vice Project Doom. Oh, hey, gun. Didn't even know you had that, bro. Now, can I get past this waterfall without dying? Because the boss is right past this. Okay, good. Now I should have some gunpowder for the boss. Who is this guy? I don't know if he was in the movie or not. Oh, crap. I don't know why he's doing belly flops. He's not that much harder than a regular enemy other than he runs and he grunts. Ow, I spoke too soon. I'm out of bullets, though. Ow. Oh, gosh. Okay, so... Oh, I'm familiar with No Escape, that's for sure. Cutthroat Island, Universal Soldier. I'm familiar with all of those. I've played all of those, too. Oh. And I go into this fight without having any gunpowder. That's always good. Oh, I think diagonal jump kicks might work. Maybe. There we go. No Escape, though. That one I've never been able to quite figure out. Not very well, anyway. I've gotten a ways in, but there's like a whole economy system in it, as well as crafting, and it's a little bit ahead of its time. It feels like it could have easily been a Far Cry game. Okay, so yeah, diagonal jump kicks are the answer. You don't got bullets? Well, no worries here. Sylvester Stallone can just do diagonal jump kicks at everything. Who is this guy, Helden? Because he looks like a weird mutant. Okay. Oh, hey. Hey, that's the end of the level. I've actually beaten 2 stages. I think this is the furthest I've ever gotten. Well, since I was a child anyway. I know I got past this. I remember something like inside of a cave or some kind of facility. So, you got some pudgy guy. They didn't really do a good job on capturing whoever's likeness that is, because he looks kind of like a weird, doughy John Goodman. And I don't think that's John Goodman. So yes, I will stop here. I will probably continue this another night, but it'll be a different segment. It'll just be a random roulette stream, whatever. But my rental for this game is over. I am never, ever, ever setting foot in the rental store that thought that it would be a good idea to lend this one out. You know, it seems like diagonal jump kicks are the answer to everything here. Okay, I said I was going to stop, but I do want to actually... There we go. Alright, so that's that for this stream. Thanks for joining me. Yes, avalanches. Definitely serious business. Don't mess around with those. If you are a mountain climber, absolutely be certain that you know there's never going to be an avalanche. And also make sure that you are not Sylvester Stallone, because there's about a 1-to-1 chance you're going to get killed. Maybe. I mean, at least if you're Sylvester Stallone in this game. Sylvester Stallone in real life clearly has survived this movie. He clearly survived whatever was thrown at him, so good job. I can't say the same for myself, so thanks for watching the stream, and catch you guys next time.